All right, let's get started. Oh, what it is. Coming at you on a Sunday. It is 11:50 a.m. on the East Coast. My name is Kortney Shane Williams. This is the Last Show podcast. Thank you for tuning in to the show. You can subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google, TuneIn Radio, Spotify. You can check me out also on my website, KortneyShaneWilliams.com. That's Kortney ShaneWilliams.com. Check me out on YouTube at Kortney Shane, Facebook, all that. We going live. We going streaking, baby. It's like the third show in a row. So after that, I've actually been posting the shows on YouTube as well. So you can check it out on YouTube there too. And this is how we gets down once a week. I am a stand-up comedian based out of Tampa, Florida. And, once a week I do the podcast. We go live. And I'm also starting to stream the show too. So you can check it out on the stream. While I'm streaming, I'm controlling. Controller. Ain't that what your man Drake said? Like, I will re-emphasize. Drake out here trying to get everybody pregnant. You know what I mean? Zip it up and zip it out. You see Drake coming, dog. All right, man. So yo, man, you guys on the live stream can see I got my cane out, dude. Couple things happened this week. Number one, I got that second shot of Pfizer. I don't know. The first shot was dope. The second shot was actually easier than the first shot. A little bit of arm soreness. And yesterday, I was sweating like a farm animal. Sweating like a hooker in church. Ain't that what the old people say? The old people say? So grandma said you got to take that whole bath, Sometimes it be like that. You're jammed out in the streets, man. You get home from the club. How am I going to get all this glitter off? Take that whole bath, man. Save your marriage. But arm hurting. I was sweating. I had a headache. And I don't get headaches either. You know what I mean? So I had a headache. And I didn't know if it was Pfizer or my back. So I hurt my back. Spinal. I hurt my back. I hurt my back jogging. The thing is too, so I'm jogging and about a mile left in the jog, I felt something. It wasn't a pop. You know how people like they pull the ACL, it's like, I felt the pop. I didn't feel I felt more of a crunch. You know what I mean? It was like I felt something collapse. there was structural damage in my back. And immediately I knew first thing first, like I got to get home immediately. That's the first thing I knew. So I got to get home. And when I do get home, I'm not saying a word to anybody. I'm just going to get home because if I say something and someone finds out I'm injured, now you're going to try to diagnose me. You know what I mean? Because all of a sudden, everybody in my house is Dr. Oz. Let's figure out what's wrong with Kortney's back, And I only live with two people, so you can figure out who I'm talking about right now. All right? What's wrong with his back? Oh, let me look at that, man. But dog, my back was just killing me, dude. Now I'm on the floor. I can't move. So like my wife, I'm like, hey, said, can you check something out for me? So then she looks, that looks inflamed. I'm like, yes, I know it's inflamed. Something got smashed a mile from our house, okay? It's like, yes, there's inflammation there. Something wrong. The other thing I knew too is like, I'm not going to do any kind of like surgery. Because somebody said, I heard like the easiest way to not get back surgery is to not get back surgery. which is a motto I like to live by the way. So I'm like, I'm not going to get any kind of, back surgery or anything like that, We just going to, try to, check this out, right? So it's broken. I don't know what's wrong with it, and I'm not gonna find out what's wrong with it. Only thing I know, I just know it's broken. Back is killing me, so I got the cane out. I'm at that age now, and when you got the cane, it relieves a lot of potential panic you may have, because the real panic is, oh man, how am I gonna get around? I got the cane. You know what I mean? You pull the cane out, whatever, and you don't get rid of the cane, right? I'm at the age where you want to keep a cane in your house. At 36, that's young. But you want to keep a cane. You never know when you may need the cane. Now I look back, like my dad has a big shoe. You got a big shoe that you just strap your foot in that, man. As a kid, I used to think it was so fun. What does he have a big shoe for? This dude was a genius. Because age told him, you need a big shoe in the house. I wish I had that big shoe right now, dog. I mean, I need to find that shoe. If I had one big shoe and one regular shoe, I could just put that on and go to Publix. That's right. So I'm at the age where a big shoe's not holding me back. You know what I mean? If I got an Air Max on one foot and a big shoe on the other foot, you know I'm stylish. I'm just trying to make this work for the day. Okay? A walking boot. Oh, I would love to have a walking boot right now. You know what I mean? You know? I don't know who has a walking boot, but I'd love to have a walking boot. You know what I mean? I wish Tom Brady was my next door neighbor. Hey, Tom, congratulations on the Super Bowl. Can Giselle get the walking boot? I got to borrow that. No, I don't want an autograph. I just want the walk. You wore that walking boot in Manhattan right before you lost that Super Bowl. Remember that? Remember when Plaxico Burress? Yeah, the guy that shot himself and went to jail. That guy, said you were going to score 17 points. So I appreciate it if I could get a walking boot, man. Now understand, man, the pain is real, dude. So I am doing the podcast under great duress, furious anger. Before we do that, you know what? Let's just go to the next segment. We'll handle that later on. It's the Last Show podcast. Thank you for tuning into the Last Show. It's called the Last Show because this may be it. Thank you guys on the live stream for being here. You probably get this on the replay. Got it. It's a lot of errors coming up in my today, man. I really don't know what's going on. Actually, I do know what's going on. Oh, snap. My studio's falling apart. I'm not looking forward to a good weekend. Is that Google talking to me? Oh, well. Sometimes it be like that. Subscribe to the podcast. Gentlemen, that is Black Rob. I'm on a delay. I muted the mic so I could talk to the live show audience, which is a grand total of 0 right now. We are at 0 live followers, but y'all will see this on the replay. So I paused the mic so I could talk, and while I was pausing, the entire studio fell apart. Black Rob, like, whoa. Here come up, more or less. More so, I rip your torso, live a fast life. Okay, y'all ready? Can y'all do it? Like Dro, Nitro, Mike Flow, nice clothes, like so, like, huh? All right. Black Rob, man, rest in peace. Black Rob passed away, I guess, yesterday. That was terrible, sad. Had like 4 strokes and kidney failure and just a bunch of, a litany of health issues, man. And Black Rob passed away. Terrible, man. Black Rob, you know what? This is like the bad boy era. Black Rob was out, man. I remember when Like Whoa came out and used to do the dance. Like whoa. Like whoa. Like whoa. That was one of the dances I was confident doing in public. You know what I mean? You give me, an example of how it's supposed to look, I'll do my best to replicate that. And the Like Whoa dance, not to be confused with the drama. Remember drama no, not drama, but they know. Ah, man, I forgot his name. But not to be confused with them. The Like Whoa dance. But that was the height of the bad boy era. That was probably 1998. P. Diddy was on a run, man. Bad Boys for Life. And Black Rob was in the biggest records they had. Bad Boy for Life, Like Whoa, not like when the name of the record was Whoa, and Let's Get It. G-Dap, shout out to G-Dap, man. And those were the records, man. So Black Rob dying, it's terrible, man. It's always terrible, right? It's a big deal. But I used to love that record. Matter of fact, I think I've highlighted that record on this podcast before. So you people that may think, oh, he's just doing this for the press. Nah, dog. I've been in these streets, man. Black Rob, rest in peace. It's a Black Rob dedicated show. That's what we're gonna do. All right. So I want to talk about Aaron Donald and I want to talk about Joe Buck. Do you guys want to be depressed or uplifted? Because Joe Buck is depressed. Joe Buck is the salt you need in your soul when your team is losing. You know, when I used to actually be like a fan, like, you know, Joe Buck calling my game would actually like depress me. Now I just hope Joe Buck calls my game because that means your team is relevant enough to be on TV where other people can see. You know, when you just got the local broadcast, it's like you don't know who's watching these Cleveland Browns games but you. There's nobody in the stands either. So like no one's watching the game. The idea of Joe Buck coming to your city, that means your team means something. Joe Buck is rooting against my team. I wish somebody was rooting against my team. That's how it used to be. Joe Buck is the salt you need in your soul when your team is losing. Okay? And now as a fan, Joe Buck shows up. I don't even care if you're rooting for my team because I'm not that level of fan where like I'm so tied into the team that them winning or losing affects my weekend. Because if I was going to allow Cleveland sports to affect my weekend, I would be a depressed man. I'd be like every other Cleveland sports fan. Depressed, divorced, you know, kids upset. Oh, watch out. The Browns lost. Daddy's going to be mad on Sunday night. Please. Man, my daughter don't even know what sports are. Like, hey, what's going on? Who's down by 50? It's the Cavaliers. It's a long story, baby. You'll learn one day. I'll pass this along to you, man. So, Joe Buck is actually going to host Jeopardy. Guest host Jeopardy. And I saw the headline, and then I saw, like, some people might be upset. And you know what? As much as I want my man from the Reading Rainbow, I forgot his name. My man from the Reading Rainbow, Kuta Kente, for all you people that know. As much as I want him to be like the host of Jeopardy, Joe Buck would be excellent. Because Joe Buck is funny. First of all, Joe Buck is funny. Like, Joe Buck is funny. He's a good storyteller. He's used to talking, of course, in public. He can be personable. And he's snarky. Snarky, man. He's going to be super comfortable. Like, Joe Buck is going to be fantastic at hosting Jeopardy. I honestly think he's overqualified. Like, the dude has better stuff to do. This is definitely a guest host situation for Joe Buck. Joe Buck does not actually want this job. Joe Buck makes way more money doing way less work, okay? There are, 16, 17 NFL games? And then, you got to fly to the city or whatnot, you know? And as long as Joe Buck don't have Cleveland or Detroit on the schedule, what's the big deal about flying what's the big deal about flying to a city? What, you mean there's 17 games, you'll get to fly to Dallas, 2-3 times, you get to fly to Washington, Philadelphia will be on the schedule, and so then you get to fly to LA a couple times, maybe you come down to Tampa, like, that's a great life. On the flip side, you can host Jeopardy with 3 nerds, you know, they do 2 shows a day or something like that, and do it for 3 months straight. Why? That sounds like work, you know what I mean? I want that Tony Romo schedule. You know, you just show up, once a week, talk some trash, and keep it pushing, man. Joe Buck's overqualified for this job, and if Joe Buck is anything like me, he ain't trying to work. He trying to work. And you know what? People may think, hey, man, your picture fell down. Why didn't you stop the video and redo the picture and edit it? Because that's called work. I'm not here to work. Joe Buck is a lot like me, okay? But Joe Buck is going to be great at hosting Jeopardy, ghost hosting Jeopardy. And maybe there'll be a host rotation. I mean, I doubt it, but maybe it will be. But, man, when I saw that, I'm like, yo, Joe Buck, that's a great choice. All right, let's talk funny. All right, so this dude said he got knocked out by Aaron Donald. All right, man. Hey, now, when I saw this story, Aaron Donald knocked the dude out, I was like, what'd that dude say? Because I'm sure Aaron Donald had better things to do besides knock somebody out that night. Like, I don't think Aaron Donald, or maybe even any normal person, leaves the house with the mission, you know what, I'm just going to knock somebody out today. I have left the house thinking, if that person says something to me today, they're getting knocked out. But I've never left the house wanting to knock somebody out, okay? I've wanted to knock somebody out, but not anybody out, okay? You know, on a daily basis, I leave the house wanting to knock somebody out. There's people I want to knock out right now. There's people I want to open hand slap, uppercut. There's some women I want to slap right now, but you don't do it because it's not the right thing to do, okay? Wanting to slap a woman is not a crime. I just want to throw that out there. I know this is going to be very controversial, and I may get canceled. And from the looks of things, I have a total of 0 viewers, so I've already been canceled. So I'm free to say this right now. Wanting to slap a woman is not a crime, okay? Slapping a woman, a crime, right? That's the line right there. There's plenty of people I want to slap, and I don't do it because it's a woman, okay? You're welcome. All right. So, Aaron Donald probably didn't leave the house wanting to slap somebody that day, dog. Aaron Donald probably was provoked. So I wanted to know who exactly thought it was a good idea to try the Defensive Player of the Year. Like, out of all the people that you could try that day, of all the NFL players you could try, you gonna try the best defensive player in the league? That dude slaps people in the helmet for a living. I mean, for a living. Everybody that plays football, especially defense, by the way, is an attempted murderer. Every Sunday, they're trying to kill a guy, okay? That is what they're doing. And that's the person you decided to fight? I mean, on the list of people that, like, I don't want to fight just straight up, you know, for no reason, like, mixed martial artists. That's number one, by the way. Mixed martial artists is number one person. Anybody, karate, you know, all you know, jiu-jitsu, all you people that know how to, like, roundhouse kick somebody, you know, in the temple. Like, I don't want no part of nobody doing a flying backflip. I don't want no part of that. That's number one. Boxers, that's number two on the list, because that means there's some stamina involved. You know what I mean? I'm probably good for about, you know, 30 seconds of fight. You know, after 30 seconds, I'm done. So, mixed martial artists, boxers, and then number 3 on the list is the Defensive Player of the Year. That is the rankings of the people I want no part of. So the fact that this dude got knocked out by Aaron Donald, like, I wanted to know, like, what did he do? What did he say? And then memes start coming out. It was like, apparently Aaron Donald's trying to walk through and he got bumped, and then the dude just wanted a piece of Aaron Donald. And then somebody said, well, Aaron Donald went to sit down, and that dude was sitting down in the section, and he told him to get up, and he didn't get up, so Aaron Donald just slapped the hell out of him. Then I heard that. And both of those scenarios could have been avoided, by the way, if you weren't in Aaron Donald's way. See? When you see Aaron Donald coming, you just move out the way. All right? If I see OJ walking to the club, not to say OJ's Aaron Donald, but if I see OJ walking to the club, I'm going to grab my wife and get on out of there. It's like, why are we leaving early? Yo, OJ just walked in. I mean, I don't know about you. You can stick around if you want to, but I'm just going to go ahead out of here, dog. Is it? Yeah, that's OJ. Oh, making a murder? Oh, no, dude. Cover your drink. Hey, I seen the documentary. Let's get up out of here. Throw that out there. If you don't want to get knocked out by Aaron Donald, move out of the way when Aaron Donald's coming. You know? It's okay. You ask me, hey, can I get an autograph? Do you got an extra walking boot? Yeah, I hurt my back jogging. But after that, you know, just keep it pushing. So that was like straight up number one. Then when he said, oh, bumped him, and then he's like, hey, Aaron, you bumped me. You know what I mean? It's fine that if you say, hey, I think you might have, you know, bumped me. But after you say, hey, I think you bumped me, then you should say, oh, I'm sorry about that. You know what I mean? Hey, I think you bumped me. I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to go ahead. That way you can save face. Like, as a man, you can go back and tell, yeah, man, Aaron Donald bumped me. Yeah, man, I told him, yo, man, you bumped me. And you ain't got to say that you apologize to him. Just, yeah, man, he bumped me. And I just let him know, yo, man, you bumped me. And then I went on about my business. Both of those scenarios should have been done. Done. That's it. I got bumped. I didn't get out of the seat. I got out of the way. But then, you see, my man had a shiner, okay? Dude said Aaron Donald cold cocked him. And let me tell you something about somebody getting knocked out, sucker punched. In order to get sucker punched, you need a sucker. And this dude seemed like the sucker that was up for it, right? I seen the pictures. The dude, his eye was shut. I think it cracked his orbital bone, which is terrible, man. The dude, he really caught a fade, man, as they would say in Florida. A dude caught one right there in the eye, okay? So at that point, I'm like, wow, this dude actually engaged with the Defensive Player of the Year. This dude got knocked out. Then I found out it was in a nightclub in Pittsburgh, and it was outside, and I'm like, oh, this dude got cold caught. He don't know who hit him. This is number one, Aaron Donald's not going to jail for this. Because if Aaron Donald rolls the way I rolled if I were Aaron Donald, it was about 4 or 5 dudes with me. And to quote the great Chris Carter, one of y'all got to take the charge, okay? You need a fall guy. Aaron Donald had a fall guy. Because later on, a report came out, and this dude hired a lawyer and said, I want to apologize to Aaron Donald. Look it up. The man apologized. Let me pull up the article right now. I'm going to Google it. Dude sues Aaron Donald. Now y'all can see me typing. You're putting pressure on me. Man who accused Aaron Donald of assault offers apology, which is what you should have did in the first place. Hey, you bumped me. I apologize. He said, hey, man, it was the wrong dude. And it tells me one of two things. Either number one of Aaron Donald's boys knocked that dude out. Number two, Aaron Donald himself knocked that dude out. And number three, and probably more likely, he got sucker punched by somebody outside of a nightclub. And that's just the cost of doing business right there. You got knocked out in the nightclub and somebody told you, yo, Aaron Donald was there that night. Oh, shoot. I got knocked out by Aaron Donald. That got to be at least $5 million, okay? And you tried to get over. And then all of a sudden, you started getting paperwork. And then you notice in that paperwork, it was a lot of, things you say can be used against you in the court of law, in defamation, and all these other things. And then you probably snuck you some surveillance video. He's like, you know what? I need to go ahead and apologize to Aaron Donald and get my eye fixed, okay? Hey, I got a cane. I don't know if it's going to help your eye. But one thing it will do is not get you sued by Aaron Donald. Show up with one of these in court. Hey, I apologize. I got knocked out. I don't know what happened. That's the way it rolls. All right, couple more things. The J&J vaccine got paused, which it is what it is. It said a couple people, one person passed away, as a matter of fact. And get your vaccine, though. Get your vaccine. Don't let this struggle you. I'm pro-vaccine. Yeah, 450 million. Oh, Chet, what's your man, Chet Hanks. Yo, Tom Hanks' kid is on one, man. Tom Hanks' kid's ex-girl accused him of some kind of assault, and the next day, Chet Hanks responded with a music video. I was like, what? No apology. Chet Hanks just released a music video, just stunting on camera. Chet Hanks got a chest plate. Oh man, Tom Hanks' kid is a wild boy. Tom Hanks' kid got a chest plate. And by the way, Tom Hanks, no sign of him in the music video. like Tom Hanks is like, yeah, man, this is on you. I made Turning and Hooch, so you ain't have to do this. Hove did this, so we ain't have to go through that, dog. Tom Hanks is like, yo, I made, The Burbs, and I made Big. I made all these movies, so you didn't have to be on YouTube getting accused of assault with a chest plate, man. You've let down the family. Tom Hanks caught COVID and said, you know what, the worst thing that happened to me is this dude on YouTube right now. Oh, 2021. Shaking a fist. But yeah, Chet Hanks is a wild boy, man. Accused of some kind of thing. And he was in a movie, though. Wasn't he in, like, Pineapple Express or something like that? One of those movies that they just put friends of other famous white actors in. One of them, Pineapple Express. Super bad. This is one of those, nepotism projects. Hey, man, if that had been Will Smith's kid, they'd have embraced him. They'd have put Chet Hanks on the red table. Hey, it'd have been Chet Hanks, Willow Smith, and what's your man? The Entanglement. Jussie Smollett Hey, that dude, the ultimate red table is Chet Hanks, Willow Smith, Jesse Smollett, and your man's, the entanglement moderating the show, man. He's a wild boy. Amazon's paying $465 million for one season of Lord of the Rings. In case you're wondering, hey, what does it take to get Lord of the Rings to perform at my house? $465 million. I don't know. Lord of the Rings was popular. Matter of fact, one of the Lord of the Rings came out while I was working at the movie theater. That was my first job, is working at the movie theater. It's the worst job I ever had, by the way. No, take that back. Grocery store. Worst job I ever had in my life. Oh, terrible. Oh, terrible. But Lord of the Rings came out. That's one of the movies where people like get in costume and they come up, dressed like Huck Finn. You're like, yo, dog, why the costume, man? It ain't that big of a deal. That's one of the movies. So it's $465 million. So of course Amazon's trying to do the HBO thing, right? HBO had the Game of Thrones, and now they trying to do the 465 for the Lord of the Rings, and HBO had Lovecraft Country, and now Amazon Prime has this show called Them, which is like right along the same lines of Lovecraft Country mixed with a little bit of Us. The Jordan Peele movie. It's cool. I watched the first episode and a half, and I'm definitely gonna finish it. It's cool. It's creepy, man. So like the tail is wagging the dog. Is that what they say? So apparently Amazon's like, you know how we need to get in the game, dog. Lord of the Rings, $465 million, and I just want to tell Amazon, dog, look, holla at your boy. You want 0 viewers? Holla at me, dog. Give me a special. What you scared of, Amazon? Come pick me up. What are you doing? I'll give you some original programming for a lot less than $465 million. I will do it for exactly $465 million less. I will. And get about $200,000. You know what I mean? I'll do it for point $0.02 billion. That's what I will do it for, man. Holla at your boy, man. Just let me get that special. I throw that special out there, dude. You get a couple viewers. I'll do it for way less. I'll dress in costume. If that's what you want, costume. I will wear Lord of the Ring garbs, okay? I will show up like a drunken sailor and I will sling jokes, The choice is yours. All right? Speaking of the album, this is the worst. And this is the reason this live stream is so clunky. And I'm, matter of fact, going to listen to this podcast. I listen to all the podcasts, but I will listen to this podcast to see if it's affecting the quality of the podcast. Because if it is affecting the quality of the podcast, we got to make an adjustment. Okay? And by adjustment, I mean we got to stop doing a live stream. Or we got to stop doing video. So I'll tell you one thing, I'm not going to do more work to make the video better. We gonna do the podcast or we ain't gonna do nothing. That's the way it's gonna work, man. But the album, it's one reason this thing is so clunky, man, is I'm trying to get his album. I thought I had an album title. I start working on marketing and put it together. Then I realized somebody else used the exact same title for a comedy album. And now I'm, back starting from scratch, man. You had to go back to scratch, man. So I'm working on the album right now, but the material's done. I mean, material got to be done. We in a pandemic. It's not like I'm trying out new stuff. I do got that second shot of Pfizer. So Oklahoma, I'm ready for you. That's right, Tulsa. I'm in you. But it's coming along good. Just need an album title. If you have an album title that you think would fit, send it to me. You can contact me, Twitter, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Kortney Shane. That's at KORTNEY. And check me out on my website. Send me an email. Let's wrap up the show. Let's wrap up the show, rather. Thank you for tuning into the Last Show podcast. You guys who didn't go on the live stream, because I actually, full disclaimer, I put the live stream on my comedy page, not my personal page. If it was on my personal page, I'd like to think I'd got a couple people. And I actually had somebody watching, but then it took me a long time to set up, and so they left, which I don't blame them. I would have left too. However, I'm really using the video to repost on YouTube. So you can go to my YouTube, you can get a backlog of the podcast there, and even my website. You can check out the links to the podcast and whatnot. Subscribe, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher. If you're listening or watching this, you need to subscribe to the show, rate and review the show. All right. My name is Kortney Shane Williams. Have a good week. Take it easy. Peace. All right. Live stream. You know what I mean? Do y'all want to see you want to see a first place you want to see a first place fantasy baseball team? You want to see what it looks like to be a killer out here in these streets? This is the name of my fantasy team. You probably can't see it. JR's Family Soup. Throw some at you. Antifa style. Take it easy.